Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampingThoughts.net, and today we're going to make a corner flip card. I had made one of these a few years ago, made it into a Father's Day card, but I thought I would use the awesome stamp set called Flower Patch. That stamp set is retiring and it looks like this. Oh my gosh, I love this stamp set. And it also has a coordinating framelit, which is the Flower Flare framelits. Okay, so we're going to make this birthday card using that stamp set. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let me give you the measurements. We're using the Flirty Flamingo, and this is cut at 5.5 by 8.5. And then we're using the, let's start with the Peekaboo Peach. This is going to be for the inside, and this piece is cut at 4 by 5.25. And then 2 pieces of the Peekaboo Peach, and these are both cut at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then the Whisper White piece is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then you need 2 pieces of Whisper White cut at 2.5 by 2.5. Let me show you where the 2 little squares come in at. You're going to need one for the front and then one for the inside. Okay, so that's why you're going to use 2. If you don't want to do the inside, then you can just cut the one. It's totally up to you. All right, so let's grab our paper trimmer. Okay, so we're going to score on the 8.5 inch side. We're going to score it in half at 4 1/4. Okay, now we're going to cut. So you're going to take this edge right here and you're going to line this up at 3 inches. And then using your cutting arm and the cutting blade, we're going to line this up at 2.5 right here. And then we're going to cut down to 4 7/8, and that's the 8th mark right before the 5. So 2, we're going to line this point up on the blade right with the measurement at 2.5, and then cut it down to 4 7/8. Okay, now we're going to turn it, and this is the 5.5 inch side across the top. Line it up again at 3 inches. Now this time we're going to line our blade up at 3 inches. And then we're going to cut down to 5/8, and that's the mark between the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch. Okay, so cut down to 5/8, about there. Okay, all right. Okay, so now this is the tricky part. We're going to go ahead and fold our card. Okay, so now we're going to take this fold, this cut here that we just made, and we're going to flip it, but we're not going to crease it yet, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually flip it, and then we're going to kind of close the card, and then we're going to get this lined up. Let me see here. I don't want to actually crease this yet. So we want this square on the card. So you're going to kind of manipulate the card. The square right here is what I'm talking about, the square. You're going to manipulate that so it's square on the card. Okay, so once you get that squared up, just hold that in place, and then take your bone folder and then go ahead and crease those folds just like that. Okay, so it should look like that now. Okay, all right, now we're going to go ahead and do some stamping. I'm going to get some grid paper here. And we're going to take our 2 pieces of the little Whisper White and the larger piece. So, but before we go ahead and stamp on this one, we're going to layer it onto the Peekaboo Peach. We're not going to hear it down yet because we want to stamp, but first we're going to get an outline of the inside of the card. So you're just going to lay it there and then shut your card, and then you're going to take a pencil and you're just going to outline the shape of this fold here, because this is where we're going to stamp our little flowers on the edge, so it kind of peeks through on the edge part. All right, so now we're ready to stamp on our Whisper White pieces. I have all my flowers and my greetings on blocks, and once again we're using the Flower Patch stamp set, which is retiring, and then also the Sweet Sentiments, and we're using this Hope Your Day is Perfect. All right, so first we're going to use the Memento ink. Oh wait, I need to get my Stampin' Pierce mat here so I can stamp really nice with the photopolymer. So we're going to stamp that right in the center. And then also Hoping Your Day is Perfect on this one. Center. Yep. Alright, now we're done with the Memento ink. Now we're going to use the Flirty Flamingo. and the Peekaboo Peach. I'm going to put my grid paper over top of my paper piercing mat. Let me actually just fold this. Okay, all right, so we're going to stamp the flowers around the greetings. So we're going to take these two images right here. I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo first. I'm just going to stamp a couple flowers on each of the corners, one on the top and one on the bottom. And then also on this side. Then this one is going to use the Peekaboo Peach, this corner, and then one in this corner, and the same with this one. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and bring in our inside piece. We're going to use two different flowers for the inside. We're going to use these two images, these two flowers from the same stamp set, the Flower Patch. And we're going to use the larger flower with the Peekaboo Peach. So I'm just using that pencil guide to line up my flowers so they peek around the edge. So cute. I'm going to stamp them up here. Okay, so we're just going to let that dry for a second, and then I'll remove that pencil line. Next, we're going to stamp the outside of the Flirty Flamingo card. We're going to use this flower, and we're going to stamp just around this edge here in the Flirty Flamingo ink. It's like a tone on tone, very subtle. Okay, so then when it folds open like that, you can still see the edge of the flower. Isn't that cute? All right, so I think that's all the stamping. All right, so let's go ahead and remove our pencil line. Okay, so cute. All right, now let's go ahead and layer our pieces together. For the flip corner right here. Okay, then the inside is going to go, this one's going to go right here. And then of course this is going to go right here. Isn't that cute? So one more thing, we're going to add a bunch of rhinestones. I'm going to take my paper piercing tool. Oh my gosh, the rhinestones make it so sparkly. All right, so then you can also add some Winkostella. I'm just going to paint the little petals of each of the flowers really quick. Oh, so cute. Love this card. Such a sweet birthday card. Okay, so let me show you the other one. So here's the other one. Now this one I used the same flowers that I did on the front and the inside on the inside panel right here too. Then this one I just did a little slightly different. Okay, so I have all the products listed below this video. And then also you can subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.